Hello, today we are doing question 85 from 120 speaking topics. First, I'll read the question. If you could choose between making a money donation and doing volunteer work, what would you choose and why? First, let's go over the question. A money donation is when you give money to something without expecting anything in return. For instance, giving money to a homeless shelter or an organization like the Red Cross so they can help other people. Doing volunteer work is when instead of donating money, you donate your time. For instance, working at a homeless shelter without pay and giving out food or washing bed sheets and this type of thing. You can volunteer in many different ways around any city. Now let's go over the sample answer. I would make a donation rather than do volunteer work. My life is very busy with school, after-school activities, and with a part-time job. I wouldn't mind helping people out with volunteer work, but realistically speaking, that's just not possible. Now, this sentence uses a phrase that I personally really like to use, and that is realistically speaking. Realistically speaking is a good way to say, if I'm honest with myself, this is what I can possibly do. So realistically speaking, if this person is honest with him or herself, then they know they do not have time to volunteer because of all their activities. Now, in addition, volunteer work means a lasting commitment. Commitment means something that you promise to do. For instance, I make a commitment to come to work every day for 1 year. A lasting commitment means a commitment that lasts for a long time. Let's say a month, a year, or maybe even longer than that. So what this person is saying, he knows that if he volunteers, it means it will last a long time. Unlike a money donation where he or she could send money just one time and then it is finished. Once I meet a child or a person who is in need of help, I can't just forget about him or her. So this is an example. He is explaining why volunteer work would be a lasting commitment. So, if I had the time and money to make a difference, then I simply would. But now isn't the right time in my life, as I, too, need much help with my studies and other parts of my life. So here he is saying that he or she wants to volunteer, but does not have the time. I am still a student who is dependent upon my parents. He or she still needs to rely on their parents for shelter, for their home, for food, for money, for paying for school, paying for university. All these things mean you are dependent on your parents. However, when I am old enough to take care of myself, both mentally and physically, with your mind and with your body, I really wouldn't hesitate to make such a commitment. So basically what this is saying is when this student gets older, then he or she would not wait to make such a commitment, could not wait to volunteer, would not hesitate to volunteer. Therefore, I would hope my donation goes to the cause it's intended for, and that those who benefit from it would become self-sufficient. The concluding sentence, so it again is emphasizing the point that they would like to make a donation rather than volunteer, but it is making an additional statement where they need the donation to do exactly what it is intended for. So if they give money to an organization thinking that it will feed the homeless or help people get jobs, they want all their money to go feed the homeless or help people get jobs, not do something else, not pay people salaries or things like that. Another word in the last sentence is self-sufficient. This is another really useful word or phrase that you can use. So self-sufficient means that people can do things for themselves. I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to reading your answers. Thank you.